So in this video, I want to talk about FIFA FC 24 for the Nintendo Switch, if it's actually worth buying or not. Essentially, in this review, give my authentic experience and my thoughts and feelings about the game for the Nintendo Switch, because it's been notorious for not being that great, so I'm going to talk about this year's model. So, in this year's model, what they've done is they've really updated the game overall. With the UI of the game, you get all the stuff that you're normally supposed to get with a normal FIFA game. You know, you've got Volta, we've got Ultimate Team, we've got Player Career, so many more modes. This year's model has been really upgraded in terms of its actual capabilities of just playing a match. We get everything that you normally get in a FIFA game in the Nintendo Switch version. The only problem is some of these graphics are pretty downgraded. We've got severe downgrades with the resolution of the screen for the Nintendo Switch. There's some upsides with getting a Nintendo Switch version of, you know, FC 24 would be the portability of the games. Yeah, we've got PlayStation Remote Play and we have Xbox Remote Play versions as well with cloud gaming. But with the Nintendo Switch, you can take this anywhere you want and get a better playing experience than Remote Play, because Remote Play is just essentially streaming the game, while this is a full-fledged version of FC 24, which is quite good. So if I was to go to kickoff and just play like a normal sort of game, you know, you still get these really great openers. The only problem is, like I've said before, is some of the graphics are pretty downgraded. Like, it really struggles with certain things, like they have sliders coming across the screen and they are very lagging with their capabilities. But apart from that, the performance is okay. It's a lot better than last year. So that's one thing I noticed. So as you can see on the main screen, like, it looks great. So it deals well with certain assets in the Nintendo Switch version. So stuff like, you know, as you can see, photos, videos, stuff like that does really well. The in-game sort of animations doesn't do as well. In terms of the crowds, like, they look severely sort of downgraded as well. The players don't look as good as you will on a full-fledged console, but these are things that will come with having a Nintendo Switch version. What I found was really good about the Switch version of FC 24 was just playing like the management career. If you're just simulating the games and you're just doing their minimum stuff, then it's actually a lot of fun. And in terms of the loading times, like, it doesn't take too long to get into each mode. So for example, if I'm just like advancing through, you just basically playing a game. Here's some of the load times as well. But yeah, like, if you get into match simulation, like, it looks fine to me. Like, it looks fine. Loading times, they do okay. And you can definitely get away with it and still get a decent experience out of your Nintendo Switch with FIFA FC 24. Like, it looks alright. In terms of the actual room and space for your Nintendo Switch, you're looking at over 20 gigabytes for this actual game. And it takes a while to load. So it requires an internet download to actually get the full game on your Nintendo Switch. So even when you download it, you have to download, you know, the full squads, extra stuff, and yeah, it's 20 gigabytes, so it's quite a lot. While you're downloading the game, you can still play a demo version of the game, so you get classic matches, and you can just sort of have some fun there. But yeah, overall, I've just been having a lot of fun with the sort of management mode. That's sort of my thing when it comes to FIFA 24, is just, you know, GM mode. And it works really well with sort of match simulation. The only place where it really struggles is in the player negotiations. Like, it really glitches there. But apart from that, that's the worst thing that can happen with this game. With the glitching, I'm talking about like actual scenes not running smoothly and it stops sort of working at some points. I found this with the Nintendo Switch, like sometimes it glitches out. So if I was to go to approach to sign a player, for example, this is what sort of happens. So you don't get like a smooth animation with it. It's just one thing I noticed with this game. It sort of just has all these cutscenes. And as you can see, like, the scenes aren't that great looking. Like, it just sort of cuts between different scenes and stuff. But yeah, that was one thing I noticed the most as like what it's struggling with the GM mode. With like Ultimate Team, for example, when you're scrolling through like different players and stuff, it definitely struggles a little bit there as well. But in terms of loading, it does load okay and load it up again. It does take a few seconds to sort of load. So it does well with like certain things. It's interesting. In terms of other things with the game, like I like all the mini games and stuff, like FIFA Volta apparently looks really good and has been quite fun. There's also like the Joy-Cons. In terms of the Joy-Cons, they are a lot smaller, so I recommend a separate controller for this actual game because the buttons here are a lot smaller than sort of a normal controller. So if you can get like an external controller, such as like the Pro version of the Nintendo Switch controller, that would be really good. It's pretty good. Like, it's just good to have like a full-fledged, decent enough FIFA game for on the go. For me, I'm just going to be playing like Management Career and enjoying it. So overall, those are my thoughts and feelings with the game.